Do you find it difficult to focus on your customers and even your own employees as you're juggling numerous vendors? Do you have more meetings with vendors than you can count? And do their reports filled with technical jargon make you feel clueless and frustrated? Such is the story of Nathan. Being at a car dealership, he's concerned about his store's digital marketing presence and invests most of his time dealing with vendors to promote his business and gain more sales and market share. Nathan is busy handling reports and reviewing them, not knowing what is happening on the advertising front and about his true ROI. Poor Nathan is worried but can't figure out a solution until he found BZ Consultants Group. BZ Consultants stepped in and was able to take the digital marketing vendor burden off Nathan's plate, giving him peace of mind that the best interest of the dealer was always top of mind. Being an unbiased third party, BZ Consultants always made sure to relay the reports in easy, relatable, and actionable ways so that Nathan could best utilize the data. Now, Nathan can focus on what he really wanted, the customer experience and growth. By being your digital marketing business partner, BZ Consultants Group will remove the hassle of trying to hold your vendors accountable and increase your productivity with the time you will now have armed with true data. Together, we make it possible because your success is our goal.
Well, hello, everyone. Welcome into the Furniss Fast Lane. And we have Brian Ortega, who has been stuck in traffic for 17 years. That sound about right? Something like that?
Yeah.
Something like that.
California.
We were just, offline, as you can see, he's at a Starbucks. So once again, the dedication for Brian to be here right now, kudos to you. I'm super impressed. And we've already got
the dramatic, right?
You know what we got to do? And at some point, they're going to call his name like Brian. Your Starbucks coffee's ready, so he might just dart off. We don't know, but we're just going to roll with it because that is what we do on Friday. Real quickly, we've got Russell. Hello, and great day to be here, Russell. Hope that you are feeling better, dude. I heard that you had strep throat or something like that. So hope you're doing better. Peter, as always, epic. Won't even describe the show. You know what? I will 100% agree with that. It's going to be. I feel, I know it's facts, not feelings, but I'm going to go on a limb here and say it's going to be a pretty incredible show here today based on the feedback we were getting. Larry, hello to you, and thank you for being here. And Russell, hello, Brian and Brooke. Let's go and grow. Yeah, buddy. So the first and foremost question has got to be, have you had a second, Brian, to decompress from your drive and everything in between?
Oh my gosh. So I was like, I'm going to get in. I'm going to get everything set up. I'm going to get this nice lighting going, all that. Of course. I mean, life throws you beans and you make coffee out of it, right? So
you know what you got. How far away are you from the dealership? How long does it normally take?
I would be, if I left here, I'd be about 10 minutes from the dealership.
Oh, man.
Hopefully I said, let's just do it. Let's
just rock and roll. I'm super, super stoked for this. That to say the least, I'm very, very excited for this episode. And plus, as the show has progressed, especially on this Friday show, it's, we got the regulars and my awesome audience. But we also know this show will go off the rail at some points based on Jeff and Jordan and Vasilius. I have not heard back from Vasilius, so he better be joining as well because he owes you a little bit of payback.
Yeah, he does.
All right, we'll get this thing rock and rolling. So first and foremost, if you haven't had a chance to watch the episode, consume it, listen to it, whatever your mode of transportation is for consuming it, I'm going to beg with you to consume this. It is, for me, I learned so much from this episode, and having the comments come in of just, and not to make you blush too much, just your talent is so incredible. And for someone that's, I don't care if you're a marketer, I don't care if you're an advertiser, I don't care if you're GM, at any point in the ladder, you need to be watching this episode or consuming it at some point. If you watch it, you get to see little Easter eggs of Brian's work, and I'll just leave it at that. But if you watch it as well, just because there's so much information that to be gleaned from it, and to know that, hey, I don't have any budget or whatever the thing may be, but it was just, for me, this was one of those episodes like, man, you really got to watch this show. So, and here comes Jeff. Isn't it noches? Nachos? Let's go nachos.
You said nachos. Okay.
I want some nachos.
Jalapenos on nachos. All right.
Yes. So we'll start with you, Brian. What, we had so much we unpacked on the show. What was one of your takeaways?
What it's like, I'm not far from it. I'm not a movie star, but they say I don't watch my movies, and I'm just like, I'm looking at it, and I'm just like texting. I was like, this is, yeah, I know it's great. I was like, But the things that I got most, and the first thing that I wanted to get out there is you have a team. You have a team. It's just not me, to be honest. I mean, far from it. We sit down. Actually, Monday we're gonna have our powwow and brainstorm what we're going to be doing for December. So we have a great team at Spectrum Reach Kernel team. Cody, we've been working with his team for about 9 years, almost 10 years. And now we're able to just, I don't want to say read each other's minds, but we kind of just bounce ideas off each other, and now kind of, to your word, glean from there, and then come up with ideas. So having a team and people that you can trust, and know that your answer may suck. I mean, I had COVID last week, and I couldn't sleep, and I emailed Todd, my general manager, and Cody, the producer, with an idea for Christmas, because I just wanted to get it out there. And Todd was like, "Go for it." Like, I just threw out some. He's like, "That's not it. Let's keep going." So yeah, you got to have a team and a group of people that you can trust, and be able to tell you that that's not a good idea. That's
They call us your baby ugly. Like, it's, yes. And to your point is that, especially in the marketing or advertising world, we get so focused on, for good reason, is that a lot of us don't have assistants. It's just us running 15 different things that, it could take a team to do. You get so overwhelmed. And if you can really have that team mentality, to Brian's point, to say, hey, I have this idea. I'm sick. I can't get to it, but I'm going to send this over to you, but let me know. And then being able to, that trust factor, to know that you can rely on those people. And that is so incredible that you have that currently. I'm very happy to hear that. I think for me as well is that, going off a little bit more, is like, you've got the team, yes, but you brought up quite a few times of taking that risk and think outside the box, and it may fail, or maybe it's a fail, but it's not really a failure, because you're going to learn from it, not do it again. But really thinking outside that box of, say, hey, let's do this instead. Let's do this instead. And just having fun with it, because when you're having fun, that honestly disseminates across and reverberates across the entire team, which then goes on to the consumer and the client. So I love that you talked about that as well, of just taking those risks. And once again, if you haven't watched the show, go watch it. And Brian talks about some of those creative risks that really paid off, and those ones like, yeah, maybe got a little backlash from it, just a little bit. I thought they were hilarious. Don't get me wrong. I thought they were really funny.
yeah.
And you got me crying on them, but it was, yeah, they were. But to your point, you've got to take those risks, because if you don't do it, either someone else is going to, or you're going to regret that you didn't do it.
And now's the time to do it, right? Now we're getting back to normal. Right? And now the inventory's coming in, and you have to be ready to. It goes back to the Gary Vaynerchuk stuff. It's just, now it's all about attention. You got to grab somebody's attention within the first 3 seconds, or they're swiping, and you got to focus on what's going to drive somebody to keep watching. Yeah, you can post your specials, you can post what's going on, but the failures are funny, so might as well post that.
And you have the behind the scenes footage, and I love watching that. And it's amazing to me how often that does better than the actual content that you spent time to prep, and you have all these little things to make sure you don't go off the rails. But when you do, those seem to always do better. And it's I think, once again, it goes back to that humanize the entire process of, I'm not just a talking head. I can actually be myself and be authentic, and that shines through more than I think anything else.
What was cool is a couple years ago, I was at a SoduCon, and Darren Doan is just a brilliant man.
Yeah, he is.
And especially, turn this off. Forget me. Go look at what Darren's posting right now and learn from that, because that guy is just, a genius. And I showed him some of the behind the scenes stuff. Hey, Darren, I just met him, and he watched the whole episode, and he's
Wow.
like, "That's funny. That's funny." I was like, "Oh my god!" I'm waiting for him to say, "Okay, that's good." No, he's like, "That's funny." So, yeah,
And,
Gen Z.
yeah, we got Ali likes so, and that was one thing we discussed is like the cringe portion of it, and having the different generation. But yeah, that commercial was quite hilarious. I mean, all of yours make us all chuckle. But to Darren, I saw a thing. I wanted it might have been, I don't know who it was. Someone posted yesterday. It was a repost of Darren's. He had a carousel and just more or less what to expect from marketing. I don't know if you saw this note in 2024, and just that, hey, if you want to keep your people and you want to keep them, and that there's, how much more you should be paying them versus I cannot live without this person. This is how much more I'm going to increase, because too often is that we are taken for granted as advertisers, marketing, social, whatever it may be, and we can go somewhere else. So to really seeing the value in it and stop going back to this ROI. Oh, did it sell a car? That's is such a pet peeve of mine. But looking at it holistically to know, do you want this person or can you not live without this person? I don't know. Did you happen to see this by any chance?
I did, and he's just on one right now, and it's amazing content that Dan's putting out, and because we're talking about on a budget. And on the episode, we kind of mentioned, they can be in your dealership right now. You have talented people in your dealership right now that they may have their own Instagram account. They may be posting stuff on their own. And these kids that are growing up with a phone in their hand, they're used to producing content and, trying to grab somebody's attention. So you have the phone and you have the employees, go ahead and push some content out there.
Yes. And it's interesting. I had Big Al on the show right before Digital Dealer, and he was talking how his son, it has like, I don't know, like 17,000 followers on TikTok. And Al, I apologize if I get it wrong here. I think all he's doing is just like, hey, video games and stuff like that. I think that's what he's doing. I may have just slaughtered that. But the main bullet point here is like, to your point, is that the younger generation is born with a phone in their hand at this point. Like, I didn't get my first cell phone until I was like a freshman in college. Like it's a way different generation to know that, hey, are we empowering our team to do what they want and to show their creativity? And Ashley said, I want to be like Brian when I grow up. Yeah, actually, that makes two of us. That makes two of us.
Yeah. I was called boomer at Digital Dealer. So
are you serious? What? I don't know what that makes me then. I'm a little scared.
No, I'm older than you. Okay. Brown just don't go down. All right. Where's my coffee?
Where's my coffee? You must be careful. And Wayne, to your point here, they can always go there. And it also depends on the state. So I'll take Wisconsin, for instance. Wisconsin has a law that more or less the DOT is pretty much in Sierra. Let's leave it at that. And so if an employee posts something, they can be audited and they can shut down the dealership. So yes, having fun with it and whatever, but you've definitely got to have and know your state laws. Like I cannot emphasize enough how state laws play a part in this. And if they're going on, like I was auditing the store and we were going through and I go, hey, this employee, does he still work here? They're like, no. And this former employee from his last 3 jobs was scraping inventory or screenshotting the inventory, throwing it on his own personal website and then making up prices. And that's how he was generating leads. And I was like, that is it's so legal to do this. So yes, Wayne, 100% agree with that. And Jake is saying, we all want to be like Brian. Yeah, I would second that. We've also got Peter saying we have to grow up first. Well, Peter, that might be asking a little much. I don't know. I don't know if any of us can grow up. Some take.
Yeah.
There's growing up and maturing up.
We want to be Toys R Us kids, and now that it's making a comeback, we're going to stick there. But going back to that comment, yeah. So we'll rummage and we'll audit, the posting if it goes to that point. And I'll even, if it's even touching that, that edge, I'll show Todd and our GM, and he'll be like, probably not going to go with that. I was like, all right. Just wanted to make sure. So, yeah, to that point, yeah, we got to be careful of what employees post for sure.
Yes. And those that are watching right now, and if you're watching later on demand, let me know, do you have a social media policy in place? I know when I worked at a dealership, we 100% had to because of state legislature. And I think someone has taken your coffee at this point, Brian. That's what decided that. Like your coffee's gone. I don't know where it is,
Yeah,
but it's stuck in
yeah.
traffic, I think, at this
I
point.
would have ordered it. Yeah, it's gone. It's fine. It's cold by now.
It's now iced coffee, so don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And but going through that, and hey, Roberto, how's it going? Is knowing that, okay, do we have a social media policy in place? Hey, Brooke, I don't even know how to do that. Like, one, you've got a lot of people to help you with this. I mean, heck, I was putting something up today from, I think it was Chat GPT, I think is what it was I was using, and like trying to do I won't say a legal document, but a more formal document. So if you have a question about it, throw it in there into an AI and just say, hey, this is, and then keep asking questions. Say, hey, ask me any questions to fulfill this prompt or fulfill this activity task at hand, and just keep asking. Don't just copy and paste it, because then you are going to be in trouble. And it's not a lawyer, but really going through and saying, okay, what can they do? We want them to be able to have their passion come through, but really getting into that. And then Wayne is saying, an ex-employee. Yeah, it was an ex-employee. And Wayne, it was actually, I went back and looked at his site, and he had ABC Motors, and you could see the ABC Motor logo in the background of the dealership. And then like 3 photos over later, it was XYZ Motors. I was like, dude, you're not even trying at this point. And Allie where is Frankie? That is the question. The audience wants to know right now.
They want to know. Frankie is working. Actually, Brooke, we're getting ready to unveil our next used car giveaway later today, and we're getting that thing all dialed in. We're gonna get it covered up, and then we're gonna go live and unveil that car.
And what's the ETA on this?
That'll be 3 p.m. PST time. Yeah.
And then like in like a week. I'm sorry, did you mean to say the date and I missed it? I apologize.
Oh well, we'll give the car away probably right before Christmas.
Gotcha.
But we're just gonna unveil it today. We send out an email, let everybody know, hey, we're gonna show you what the next car giveaway is going to be.
All right, so 3 p.m., which is 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern. Tune in to Valley High's unveiling. That's awesome. That is so cool. I want you to.
Frankie's working.
Frankie's working. Back to that, Frank. And there was you talked about the prime methodology, and that was I thought it was really cool. Like I hadn't heard, and plus, of course, the whole Deion Sanders thing. So it was quite timely. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so when we came up with something, man, I wanted to present this all ready to go, and I couldn't. But the content, we wanted to make it, the P stands for personal, right? People can read you and they can see right through you. So you may not have a personality like Brooke, like Nathaniel, like Jeff, these guys, or Jordan. But I mean, just play to your strengths, and make your videos, make your content personal to you, something that you want to get out there. And then the R stands for relatable. Obviously, we're getting ready for Christmas content. You want everybody to understand what's going on in the world, and you're on board as well. So it's either relatable or relevant. And the I stands for informational. Get the information out there. Uh, is it 4-wheel drive? Kind of have fun with that. And you always want to have some information in your content. And is it memorable? Obviously, that's what we're trying to really work on. Is make sure that people can remember what you're doing. And I was going through with our project manager at the TV station. She's like, Brian, you guys have like content, evergreen content from like 5 years ago that can play now. So it's a whole different audience that your content can get out to. And then the E stands for, is it engaging, right? You want people to engage with you and to like and comment and share. But even to that point, I always look at the Sodi guys, and they put out such great content, and they don't get the likes or the shares and all that stuff, but people know Kyle, people know Paul. And I'm just like, man, get these guys up there. But they're watching, right? They are watching. They're not hearing, but they're watching. and or is it entertaining, right? That you also stand for entertaining. Make it fun.
And to your point is that that is something as well as when you decide, hey, I'm going to be a content creator, whether that's at every day, whether that's once a week, whether that's whatever it is you choose, you've got to go in the mindset of, okay, what is my goal? What is my end game? If your end game is, oh, I just want to make money, you're going to burn out real quickly because it's going to come across as well because you're just more or less, it'll come across you're constantly asking for it versus, hey, we can still have followers, whether it's one follower to a million followers. And you get sometimes when that mindset's not the correct mindset of why you're doing it, whether it's education, whether it's, hey, I'm going to help people, whether it's whatever it may be, I'm going to make people laugh. It's relevant. You get caught up that, man, I'm just not getting the likes. No one shared this time. Like, I don't know why no one's viewing this. And when it comes down to, like, for me personally, the whole reason I turn on the camera is to help people. And so, yeah, can it be discouraged at times that, geez, I'm just not getting the engagement that I want based on a public stance? Yeah, it can be. But if you know your core reason why you turned on the camera or turned on your microphone, whatever it may be, that makes it a lot easier to know, hey, did I help somebody today? Did you get that one text that just says, God, thank you so much, Brian. I was actually reading through your reviews prior to jumping on board, and you can just see the same thing of people just saying, I can't, I'm going to screw up the exact words this individual used. He just goes, they're just good people. They're a professional dealership the way it should be done. And that right there for me, I'm like, if I'm a dealership now, that's all I want. Like, yeah, you want to sell cars, but when your community knows that you're invested in them and it's not just, hey, you walk in and you're a number and I'm going to bombard you with 15 people and whatever, it comes down to, why are you doing this? And so it was interesting reading through. I was like, yep, that lines up pretty much what I would think. So kudos to you all.
Yeah, it has to be a culture, right? You want everything to align well. And we talked about on the podcast, if we're going to be acting silly and, just being a bunch of weirdos on screen, and then somebody walks in the dealership and everybody's serious and not saying hi and kind of just shooing them away, it just doesn't sit right. And people can read right through it just like that. So from the top down, it really has to be a culture, and we really want to make it fun.
Amen. And to your point about that is whether it's and truly know what is, I'm going to use true again, but staying true to yourself. So knowing what it is for you, your business, whatever it may be. And I've worked with clients before that say, oh, we want to do this big pet thing. I'm like, great. Are you pet friendly even? Well, I don't know. But I hear that it will get a lot of likes. I'm like, no, that's not, no. I mean, if I were to try to censor myself, people are gonna be like, that's not Brooke. Like, so in the last clip we just had, the very end's got Dave Chappelle on it. He's like, gotcha, bitch. And I was like, now there's some people that couldn't pull that off because that's not in their repertoire. But I'm like, hey, that is 100% me. So, I mean, really knowing if you are, whatever it is that is true to you, stay authentic to that because you'll get eaten up otherwise. And Jeff, don't bore us. Get to the chorus. I like that. Yes, I like that. We've got Wayne saying, when I visit a roof, I look for the content for them. I say, can I post this cool info? Yeah. And Wayne, to your point is that you see, and Brian, you don't have to worry about it so much because you guys have awesome content. I see a lot of dealerships are just, hey, go repost our blog. Okay, the blog's great. And yes, you should, as a dealership and a business, post on a social media so you've got the backlinks, everything like that. And from an SEO standpoint, but forcing your people to share stuff, not the way to do it. Like if there's a reason why they're not sharing it, they don't like it. It's not relevant. It's your thing. It's not that prime methodology. So don't force your people to go and share things. Like make it fun for them. And I just came back to like knowing your people's why, like knowing that, hey, little Billy over here is really big into sports or he's really into baking, like partnering with those community events and saying, hey, you really like this, let's get you involved with this. And because then they are bought in, they want to go look at your social media page and they want to share it because it is relevant to them. And then, like I said, you guys do a great job. We talked a little bit about as well is that with, I think you said Frankie, like his own personal account, like does very well as well. Is that correct in saying that?
Well, he's always putting content out there on his own, and we'll come up with ideologies for that, and we use him, and we teamed up with a local business to help put out TikTok content. I'm a dinosaur, and TikTok is a little, you know, too young for me. Looking at you, Allie. Yeah, she's always. I'm the
Allie
old
just got
guy.
called out right there.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I mean, you really got to find people in your dealership, in your circle of friends, and you know, come up with some ideas. It's really fun to just vamp and say, what if we did this? And then you end up not doing it, and you're just like, you see somebody else do it, and you're like, I thought of that, but you didn't do it. You
Yeah.
got to do it, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
come on. And you're getting called boomer again, by the way. I only saw this.
Yeah, get off my lawn.
I know, seriously. It's like, side note off the rails here a little bit, but the number of times now that I say that, I'm like, man, when did I get to the age that I'm like, just get off my lawn? Like, I don't want to be the old angry man that's sitting on my lawn, but I'm like, I am at that point now. And Jeff is saying, Allie is a social media influencer times 100. You can, Jeff, true, Jeff, so are you. With Allie, we could put an extra 0 behind there is what I think. First time I met Allie was it last year at MRC or DMSC or something like that? And we were just having a chat with her, and Nathaniel and I were just talking about social media. And I was like, she knows her shit. Like, congratulations. Like, yeah, if you don't know Allie, get to know her. And she's saying, Jeff, link in bio.
Yeah. Just don't get her on Jeff's trivia show.
Jeff, how often do you do the trivia show? I came across it the other day and I was like, I didn't even know you did this. So that's pretty cool. Do you still not have a coffee?
I'm going to go grab somebody. Here it is.
Oh, look at that.
Poll.
It's a little bit. Yeah. So it was MRC, Allie. Yeah. And I was that's the first time I had met you. And it was a fun conversation. We were all on the way to dinner, I believe, in the car. That was like when I actually, because we had talked a little bit in passing, whatever. But then when we actually got in the car, I was like, oh man, she knows her stuff. And the trivia show was for boomers. Hey, Jeff, you've been doing it for 8 years? How did I miss this? Where have I been? Like, I knew that you did an incredible job, but I had no idea that you were doing this. And we got Roberto saying I'm not a professional in the subject, but I can say that there's nothing better than being genuine and authentic. People perceive it, and we all appreciate when someone is genuine. Amen to that. Like, it's
I wish I had my air horn.
I know. Yeah, my sounds aren't working right now, so yeah, I would do the same thing. And to your point, Roberto, that is something that drives me bonkers when you meet someone and you've seen them online. They have this massive social following. You meet them online, meet them in person. You're like, you are nothing like you portray online. Like, that is, if anything, like someone, like for me, if I better be better in person than I am online, just like, you just got to stay authentic. The minute you go out of that circle, I guess that's what I'm going for, out of your area, people know. Jeff, it airs on 6 states and 3. Oh, well,
put the link in there. Let's make it just
link in bio.
Happy birthday, Jeff. Yeah, happy birthday, bro.
Happy birthday to both you and Jeff.
Yeah,
and Jordan Cox has made it into the chat here. I'm just here to troll Ortega. We got Nathaniel saying Bortega is awesome. We've got Let's Go Bortega. This might turn into a
Ortega. B Ortega.
Ortega. Yeah. Okay. Is it B Ortega or Bortega?
Yeah.
It's
like BMO.
It's like, yeah, we might have to turn that into a shirt, is all I'm saying. Like, that there's a possibility here. It's what I just lost my train of thought there. Jordan, you definitely took me off the rails there. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go this direction, and totally went a different direction. Well, I remember where I was going. What other takeaways did you have from the show?
Vertical, right? We talked about it. You get this phone, shoot it vertically. So you can show it on Reels, you can show it on TikTok and YouTube Short. We'll take our content and we'll put captions to it, just like just like everybody else. And just get your content out there and hope and pray that as many people get to watch it and enjoy it as you create it. And like you said earlier, you don't do it for the dollars, you do it for the just consistency, right? You just got to keep posting content, and you'll find that groove and then just stick with it and just be authentic to who you are. But yeah,
Yes.
this was blasphemy for years, right? You don't shoot like this.
Never,
You
never.
got to make it 16:9.
I still had a rough time with it.
Yeah.
No, and like I did so many presentations on like, okay, when you film, make sure it's like this, not list. And there was I'm not going to say the name of the company, but there was an OEM out there that this was like going to town that you need to shoot like this for Facebook. And this is going back like 5 years ago. And I was like, well, don't shoot vertical. Now things have changed, but you got to stay up with the time. We jokingly said, at some point that, it may turn out that we're going sideways, like or it might go back to like we don't know. Like it's just stay up with the trends. Kelly, I agree. Real life versus digital, taking the mute button away. Sometimes I want the mute button. I want the mute button in real life where I can just like, you're done talking here. We got Wayne saying, just for your information, years ago, I invested and worked for the Trivial Pursuit board game. Trivia. Huh. There's a little nice tidbit there. Brian is the most creative in auto, hands down. Yeah, not even gonna remotely.
That guy is brilliant right there.
He is.
Okay,
between the two of you, man, like seriously.
That's my little brother. Him and JC, well, Jordan, and we'll send each other content, and we'll be like, hey, do this instead. What if you add this sound? So just building a good group of peers that you can share content with and say, hey, what do you think? And just get an answer and get their feel for it, get their take on it. And who knows, they may have some idea that you're like, I never thought about that. So we do that often.
I love it. And it's, like I said, it's also been really fun to see is the best looking in auto. It doesn't matter what costume he's wearing except on Halloween. Yeah. Yes, there we go. It is. Yeah, it's so cool to see the interactions of people that have, not that you need the praise. You're a very humble human being, very, very humble human being. That being said, is to see that, oh God, like I love his content here. I love his content here. He is doing a phenomenal job. Like anytime someone is like, hey, well, social wise, what should I do? I specifically call out you and Nathaniel every single time. I'm like, go look at them. Now, I'm not saying copy them. I'm just saying find what is true to you, but this is how you can do, and this is how you can do it. But Wayne said, just get input from someone you respect. Yeah, and a lot of like my mentors are some of my best friends, and it's just like they can tell me yes, no, maybe go this direction. Nathaniel's saying Automotive Creative Collective for the creative flows heavy. Amen to that.
Join that group if you're still on Facebook. Okay, go join the Automotive Creative Collective. Post your stuff in there. We'll critique it. We'll give it praise. We'll say, maybe you do this, little tweaks here and there. And so join the Creative Collective.
Throw the link in there, Nathaniel, if you don't already have it. I'm sure you do, but if you're at a spot where you can throw in the link so everyone can go join. Because I remember you and I were talking about this, Nathaniel. I think it was like last year when you were on the show, and about starting something up like this. Like this would be so beneficial for the majority, if not 99% of our industry, or really anybody. Like anybody needs to do this. Jordan, you only roast those you love. It's true. If I wasn't sarcastic and, razz you a little bit, I probably don't like you. And I'm like, on to the next one. It's a Facebook group. Yes, it is a Facebook group. That is 100%. And I don't know, is it open? Is it public? Can anyone join on this?
Yeah,
Facebook
I think
group?
they answer a couple questions, and we'll let them write in.
Okay, cool. While we're waiting them to write in here real quickly, I got to take a real quick, just to let everyone know, next Saturday, I fly out to MRC. And for those that are going to be there, Facts Not Filling will be broadcasting live and live streaming from the conference on Monday and Tuesday. I will get the Google form out for anyone. Hey, I want to be a part of Facts Not Feelings. I've never on the show. I've been on it before, but I want to come on again. That works as well. I'll get the Google form out on Tuesday or Wednesday and have at it. But we won't be broadcasting during any of the keynotes or anything like that. But anytime there's a workshop, so I think I want to say there's like 9 or 10 spots available from the time, so we're not detracting from the main show. But if you want to, have at it. And then we're throwing around an idea as well that Dan, it will be from the Dealer Funnel and Dealer World booth, that Dan and I are going to pick a time, and it's just going to be a free for all. Like any question, ask anything, whatever you want, we'll answer it. And so I'll let y'all know on that time as well. And we've got here now. Oh, here we go. Space for Automotive Creators. I can't apparently talk because it's Friday. So everyone, if you do content at all, or you want to know more about content, go join this group. He's also saying it's public. So I'm gonna leave this up here for a hot second here. And it's down. And go back to link if you can go on the link and click on the link here. It is public. We've got Wayne saying I was kicked off of Facebook. Best thing to happen to my personal life. Wayne, and I was not on social media at all before I started my company or the show. So it's with the company. I need to be for sure. But I understand where you're going with that one for sure. Nathaniel saying they have to be in the automotive as a creator. Okay, automotive. There we go. Thank you for that. And I will be there too. Hey, looky there. Yay. I'm excited to see you there.
You guys are so
You're,
lucky.
yeah.
Isn't
he? Well, can we just teleport you to the other side of the country?
Exactly. Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
And Nathaniel, you're speaking on TikTok, I believe, with Sarah from PCG, if memory serves me. I can't remember what day it is, but I remember seeing you up there. So go check out his freaking session because it'll be epic, I'm sure. We got the link coming in here again. Ashley, you're missing. Ashley, you've been at every conference. How are you missing this one? I just like, oh, she'll be there. I don't even have to reach out. Like, she'll be there. But now I'm going to have to reach out to you like, okay, I don't know what I'm going to see you next. Probably NADA. I think
here's an idea for you guys. Nathaniel, calling you out, right? So you saw that. What if you guys did a video, like using the Mickey Mouse Club? So instead of MICKEY, you do MRC something. MOUSC. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Challenge.
I only think that we can do that if you do that voice on the pre-roll of it, the B-roll of it. We got Jeff saying these facts. Okay, here we go. November 5th, 1955 was the day. Dr.
Okay,
Emmett
boomer. Save it for the show.
Was hanging a club, slipped on wet porcelain and hit his head. That sounds like me every day, actually. When he came through, he had a vision of flux capacitor, which makes the time travel possible. Yes, MRC 2023. I'll go hashtag there. And yes, and then you're speaking Sunday. Or the pound sign, the number sign, whatever it is. A free for all with Damar. Oh my, a record on. Yeah, record on, not record. Yes, it will be. Like I said, will they know when?
Before CDs and cassettes, there was like, records.
There's something called the 8-track, in case you go look it up if you know what it is. Let's also talk about that because as we're talking that we're getting called out about how old we are here. Is the joys of having the radio on and you're like, oh, I want to record the song. There wasn't Napster, there wasn't internet, and you had to sit and hurry put record real quickly to make the mixtape off. Did you do this ever, or was it just me?
Record and play. And you just hope to God the DJ just shut up so you can record the best part of the song.
Yes, right? Our little mixtape, and then it get caught in the freaking cassette player. But that's a whole other story. So
these kids have no clue. We'd actually have to buy a whole tape, record it for our best song, and hope engage it. All right, instead of just I feel like listening to New Kids on the Block. Yeah.
And the joys of, I remember the first time I got it was the standalone CD burner. I think it was like $300, and I was just like making CD after CD after CD. And I'm like, you go back to the Napster days. I don't think people understand. We willingly downloaded Trojan, spyware, viruses just to get the songs we wanted or the video we wanted. And I still have an external drive that's filled with like 2 terabytes of movies that were downloaded from, I'm sure it was like Grokster or LimeWire or something like that. And we all did it because we wanted free stuff.
Fun fact, I used to work at a government base and being on those T1 lines. And we would just love to, we would go through Napster and I'd download Pink Floyd, The Wall in a second. We were bragging and burning. I don't know. I got fired from there.
It's probably because of all the stuff I was downloading.
Yeah, exactly.
We got Allie saying I'll be there like swimwear. Allie, I'm excited to see you. Ideas. We've got. I'm gonna try to.
He's talking about the MRC stuff. Yeah.
Yes. We've got Allie saying yes. Jordan say the voice for facts, not feelings after dark. Man, it was rough there for Jordan. It was rough. And I guarantee this is the same, not the same thing. Cause I haven't lost my voice that long unless I had full out like laryngitis and bronchitis, and everything like that. I was gone for over a week. So just wait. You'll get a similar voice next week, or, in the 11th to the 14th, I think is what it is. So you will get the same one, but not quite as long. Jordan or Nathaniel, I guess it's Jordan Nathaniel, we'll go at this point, laughing at this 8-track. Yeah. Yeah. Just dated ourselves a little bit here. Got Ali saying, or said a song as well. Oh my God. Voice, but, or the ringback tones, man. That was another fun one. We got mixtape, #mixtape, and LimeWire. Oof. Yeah. LimeWire and I were really good friends. Very good friends. So it's LimeWire here. Bears. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Bears.
See, we're taking it back. Downloading Photoshop, getting the serial codes. Oh my God, totally incriminating ourselves here. That's that broke life. Okay.
Oh man. And it was the amount of stuff that I would download, and we didn't quite understand like what we were doing other than it's free. Like you said, I had like 3 different versions of Photoshop. One worked, one didn't. I had Microsoft Office. Some worked. Some, I think, probably had some gremlin come out of my computer at some point because of the stuff I downloaded. LimeWire days, you actually downloaded Mr. Brightside EX at one time.
There you go. When you get to heaven, you guys are going to have to ask for forgiveness for that. Okay. That thievery. All right. Pirate Bay. Yeah.
Oh, I love Pirate Bay.
Yeah.
And here you guys thought we were going to talk about marketing. We're actually just talking how we could actually download stuff for free.
Gosh. Well, let's go back to a little.
Rewind.
Okay. Well, let's go back. All right. So another tidbit for those people that are still here that actually want to learn something. Audio. Audio is key. All right. Yes. Make sure it sounds better than it looks. I mean, because you can probably get away with some bad video, if it's windy or if it's overshot, because people try to make it look perfectly. Yes, if it looks good, great. But if it sounds good, even better. All right. So put the lapel, do something, and invest in audio before you do anything else. Okay.
Amen. That was when we talked on the show, and Nathaniel saying 100%, audio is 100%, is that was one of the videos where I just got clobbered was about the sound. Now, it wasn't so much my sound as I was putting the volume up too high, and I was just getting ripped. And it was like every 5 minutes, and yes, but they're still content, they were still comedy. And it took me a minute to realize that everything that I do is self-taught. And so I was trying to be helpful, thinking the content would work. And while it did, because it still gets a lot of views, I got so much backlash because the background audio was too high and I didn't have a mic like I have now. And before I did everything, I was like, I'm not going to buy a lot of shit. I don't need that. I know I need lighting and I need audio. Those are the two things. And I just had it was like a lapel that it wasn't even wireless. It was I paid like $30 on Amazon for it. Now knowing but you just got to constantly just know that the two most important things are going to be audio and lighting. Those. Yeah, those are the biggest. You can get away, and the audience is so forgiving with the rest of it. But if I can't hear you, I look at some of these videos that have got an insane amount of views, and they're not using audio. I'm like, how are you getting so many views? I can't even stomach it. And we've got Ali saying, Lincoln Bob, Amazon shot. What mics would you get? I can tell you right now. I'm doing I've got a Shure, not the MB7. What is it? The MV7, Mary Victor 7. I don't have the other one that's a little bit more than this, but this one, I started with a Yeti and then I graduated from that personally. Ali, I'll get back to you on the other one in LinkedIn. I don't have the link up here right now. And as for the lighting for me, I've got 2 Elgato key lights right here is what I use. And then the background is it's 2 lights shooting up is what I use. I'm in
Starbucks,
and I was just going to say, and he's got the Starbucks lighting.
Can you guys hear the song? So they're playing George Michael, This Christmas, I Gave You My Heart. You guys can't hear it?
No, I can't.
Okay, good.
Not so much.
Say you gave it away. Okay, so DJI, yes. Those lab mics are bomb.
They are. Pro tip: don't sit next to the service space and use AirPods without any. Oh my nice. And Jeff, I was actually having talking to a friend yesterday or 2 days ago. I was walking outside and I go, I go back to the audio or the mics, so even it's like the earbuds, the Bluetooth, like the pink razor, and I thought it was so cool. Then it came out the Jawbone, and Jawbone was supposed to cancel everything out. Just be careful in general. If you're using AirPods and you're any type of is that a
The
skeleton?
skeleton, yeah,
Yeah, it's the skeleton back
with the
there.
reindeer. Yeah,
Love it.
they're waiting for their coffee longer than I was.
Just they were stuck in traffic, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, so just be careful when you're using any type of AirPods because or earbuds because they don't 100% cancel out shit. Like you're still going to get background noise, you're still going to get that. So if you have any say in the matter and you have the means like there's like the Yeti I think I got was like I don't know, this thing is way better and I paid less for it. By all of a sudden the time I got all the contraptions everything like that. And Nathaniel, yes, I love this microphone. It's awesome. And it's great too because you don't have to have an aux cord. You can but you can just plug it in with USB, which is great. Or USB-C, I think is what it is. USB-C. And Brandon said, Brian, you are correct. The audio sucks. Bounce. Yes, it is. And this is interesting. So I looked at this, and I'm curious who else uses. And Brian, I know you do. Do you use DJI lav mics, the wireless ones?
yeah, those are really cool. We had the Rode ones, and now we went to those. And the next, hopefully, Santa Todd will get us that DJI Pocket Osmo 3. Ooh, that thing looks so sexy. I mean, and it's really cheap at under around $700. If you don't have the Mohawk budget, right?
We all wish we
If
did.
you don't have the social media response team with their own car and green screen in the back.
Yeah, no joke. I called you out yesterday, by the way, Nathaniel. I saw that. I was like, damn, this is amazing. And so I had the original, I think it was the Pocket, the Osmo Pocket. And then they've upgraded to, I don't even have the thing here right now, but I think it was next one was GIG 4 and they did away with the Pocket. And it was just you just attach your phone to it. So I have that one. I've went through a couple just trying to figure out what's best for when you're filming other things. But yeah, I love DJI. Obviously I love Shure, but the mic I have right now it's okay. Like my wireless ones. I mean, it's okay. They're not great. So I'm just, I'm in between. Do I go with Rode or do I go with the DJI? It looks like I'm going to have to go with DJI apparently, according to everyone here. And Jeff is saying you can see the skeleton. We've got, I thought the skeleton was for Greedo from Star Wars. Just got it. The Pocket 3 is incredible. Once again, dating us. I had to let a business relation go to the side because his buds and Starbucks, aka $5, just did not work. Just going back. The audio is so important. I mean, what do you guys use for lighting? I'm sure you've got much bigger things than bigger lights than I've got here. So what do you guys use?
Well, for the commercials, we have a whole team that comes out and shoots on 4K and has all the special stuff. But in house, just find the right angle with the sun.
Don't shoot into the sun, Brooke.
The whole thing was the budget, right? You got to, if you want to do it, and it comes down to this: just go out and produce some content. Don't make excuses, because we tend to do that, and I've been known for that as well. My computer's not fast enough. Our lighting's not good, and it doesn't sound good. Just go out there and start producing content. So when it does do well, you can go to your management team, you can go to your GM and say like, hey, I think we're ready to level up. And here's what we've done with what we have. Maybe it's time we start investing in some products.
Yeah. I mean, Nathaniel's talked about that multiple times where he almost, I won't say it's a prove at this, and now he's at a spot where he doesn't have to, I'm sure, but the beginning, Nathaniel, I believe you were talking about this when you were on the show back, it was last December actually, and how you would weigh back and forth, okay, before I can upgrade to X camera, before I can upgrade to X microphone, whatever it may be, he did so much research beforehand to say, okay, this is why not only I want this, but why as a business, we actually need it to improve what we're doing. When you've got a social game that is so strong, like Mohawks or yourselves, to say, this will make it better. And here is why. And, here are the prices. I've done my research on it. But he'd do like a whole business plan on why the social team needed that XYZ, whatever it was. And it's really, if you're looking to do content, if you're already doing content, I would say before you ever begin, just don't go buy a lot of crap. Like, you don't need it. Like, it took me almost 2 years to update my camera, and I was shooting on my Mac. And was it as clear? No, it wasn't. It's obviously clear now, but I didn't go buy some $2,000 camera. I bought one that I knew would do the job. It would get the job done, and it wasn't going to break the bank. Just add on when you need it. I cannot stress enough that if you go broke trying to do all that stuff, just don't do that. Start with the basics. Have your phone, which is shooting usually in 4K, have that be your webcam. That's very, very easy to do that. Like, if you have any questions, let us know. But depending on anyways, just can't. I mean, you're shooting for your phone right now, are you? Are you
I'm on the no, I'm on the computer.
You're on the computer. Okay, gotcha. I thought you're on the phone. But like, it's just don't go broke in business in general. Don't start off going broke, but also, like, when it comes to content, just slow down before you purchase something else and do your research. Because one YouTube channel is going to tell you, like, this is the greatest thing ever, and then another thing will come out. Like, I have a Stream Deck, and then I got the Stream Deck Plus. For some reason, it doesn't work with my Mac, so I bought it based on an influencer I follow, and I got it because I was like, oh, this can make things so much easier. Have never been able to use it, and that learn from my mistakes. Like, just do your research, a lot of research. Started with an iPhone 7, then plugged a $30 lav mic. Exactly. And this is coming from Nathaniel, everyone. Like, Nathaniel with Mohawk, who kicks ass. This is what we're talking about. And we get caught up in the other stuff. All right, Brian, what else am I missing here? What other do we hit all the takeaways? Is there something else you want to give to the audience other than the skeleton behind you?
Yeah, I just want them to trust their gut. I know it's a fact, not feelings, but I mean, we talked about inspiration. Where do you get it from? And just look what's going on around you, and just kind of follow trends, sounds, remix stuff. Nathaniel just sent myself and Jordan, and actually Ali did the same thing with the ASMR videos. And I used something for that was trending, a TikTok video with the Thanksgiving. November 1st is like, I called it Yes-vember instead of November, and just created some content around that. So just be up on what is going on around you. And I think another thing I said was, if you don't like it, why are you producing stuff that people aren't going to watch? Right. So get to a spot where you can produce content that you're going to enjoy yourself. Okay?
Apparently you're getting asked, I'll donate $5 to charity of your choice if you bring the skills.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to say, do not tempt him.
Oh, he's latched.
He's latched. How long before Brian gets kicked out of Starbucks? Let's play that game right now.
They're going to kick me out.
And Jeff, there you go.
Here's Bones.
Hold on, we're gonna move this over here so we can see this. There we go. Now we can see.
Always got to get content out there. What a dog. You come here often?
So, what's your favorite drink? Is it grande?
Exactly.
Venti? What are you going for here, buddy?
Yeah.
Jeff, I just want you to know that you created that right there. 100% created that. And Nathaniel's loving the Yes-vember. It's just freaking awesome. And he nailed it.
Yeah, don't be afraid to go out and do something. I may get in trouble. Yeah.
This
isn't my Starbucks. So
you're like, not quite. He just goes, plug your charity. So
I will. So I work with a company called Create Purpose. They're here on LinkedIn as well. My wife's cousin, Nicholas Sandoval. And the whole premise is teaching kids how to fish, not giving them fish, how to fish. So they're based out of, they work with orphanages in Mexico, and they're teaching these kids how to code, how to plant their own food, how to do a lot of things on computers, right? So when they grow up, they'll be able to be productive citizens. So
what was the name of the charity?
Create Purpose. Nathaniel just put it in the chat.
Oh, okay. Beat me to it. There we go. That's awesome. That is so cool. How long have you been doing that?
5 to 6 years, and it's expanding into like mainly they're in Mexico, in Tijuana, and I just came back from there a few weeks ago, and we took some family, and it's a really a good purpose. So,
That is
great
awesome.
purpose.
So pretty much as long as Jeff, sorry, go ahead.
No, they created a coloring book to help raise some funds um, for those orphanages.
That is so cool. Amen, Brian, for your charity assistance. And Wayne, I didn't miss your comment up here. I did not know Starbucks sold Slim Fast. That is no. That is so cool. And I will also, anyone that's tried to start a charity or a foundation of sort is, man, it's very difficult. My mother, I think our moms passed about the same time. I think it's been like yours, like 5 years ago. Is that correct? Yeah. So mine's like, yeah, about that. And we are trying to set up a charity for her. It is the red tape to try to go through to set up a charity is so daunting. I was like, this is nuts. Like, all I'm trying to do is help people. And it's, yeah. So we were like, oh, do we just do a foundation instead? Because this is like so difficult. We finally just gave up because it was like so insanely difficult to create a charity. So props to you for doing this. And we've got also Jeff saying, are you still crowdfunding for adult coloring books?
Yeah, just go to that website, and they're trying to raise some funds, and we got some big things coming up in the new year too, as well. So we'd love for everybody to get involved.
Yeah. So okay. So your homework assignment now, everyone, is you got to go to Create Purpose, and you've got to go join the Facebook group if you're a content creator, and then if you're going to be at MRC. Stop when I do the sign up, come stop by the booth. Jeff said I got my coloring books in the mail and my family loves them. That is so cool, Brian. I don't think I knew this about you. Like, we did not get into that. And that's the other thing is, like, we talk about our business and how awesome our industry is. And so often is that dealers out of their humility is like, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about us doing X, Y, Z. Well, that's going to humanize you. So you really do need to talk about that. And like, I don't think I knew this about you, which is just, this is so cool. Like, I know what I'm doing after the show. Check it out. That's really, really cool, dude. Like, yeah, very, very cool.
Yeah.
Or anything else, Brian? Are we anything else you want to talk about?
Do other people have questions or anything like that? So let me just show you kind of how the sausage gets made. Sorry. So like I said, we're setting up for Monday our brainstorm. So I've just been thinking about, and getting a little audience going over there. So I've been just trying to think of ideas, for our next commercial. And, so to kind of give you guys an idea. So we know that cooking shows are real popular around the holidays, right? We have the Gordon Ramsays, but the Food Network, and we all create, baking, food contests and all that stuff. So I'm kind of gearing that. We've done that before. We've done a cooking show before. And I also wanted to maybe come up with an idea where Toyota Todd and maybe Efren are making something, baking some Corolla cookies, or, I don't know, I'm trying to think. But here's my idea. I wanted to make
Tacoma tiramisu. I mean, something like that.
Yeah, no, so Tundra tamales, right?
Yeah, there we go.
So that's the idea I'll pitch. Will we go with it? I don't know, but it's just we go off each other and feed off each other's ideas. So always come up with ideas, always present them, and then see where it goes from there.
Nathan's doing a live cooking show in our dealership with local restaurant. That's awesome. That's so cool. And one thing that we also talked about was the perception that the audience and our public may think and feel that, oh, they just have their shit together. They never run out of ideas. And it's like, no, that actually tacos made in tacos is to talk about, like, like for me, if it wasn't like, I use AI a lot, I'm not gonna be able to come up with all these ideas. Like, it's just not gonna happen. Like, there's no way. So throwing it in, if you don't have a team around you, use something else, but use your team as much as possible to say, hey, I'm thinking of this idea. What do you think of it? And go from there, because it really does take so much planning beforehand. I mean, even like the show, there's so much prep that goes into it. This Friday show is a little bit different. We just have a lot of fun and talk about whatever, but the actual podcast is to go through and say, I'm going to throw a bunch of this stuff into, hold up.
So they're taking pictures with the skeleton where I put it. So it's so cool.
I love it.
Always creating content. People.
Always, always.
Okay, so let me jump in on that Chat
Yeah.
GPT. All right, so for our football commercial, which you play on the podcast, um, I put a prompt in there. Create a 30-second script based off of Hard Knocks, the HBO show, and mention our service department. And obviously it came up with some starting points, and I was
Mhm.
able to change it. But yeah, go for it. Use it.
Yeah. That is, remember that you're the human in the situation. And to your point, the first couple prompts, the first couple questions asked to the AI was, okay, this gives me a starting point. And Nathaniel says it's a great inspiration starter. It is. I mean, if it's, I keep a list of prompts for, this is for my show, this is for this, this is for this, this is for the reels, this is for this. Now, my incredible team that does the reels and the editing, they're awesome what they do. But when I go and I post them on social media, I think, okay, how I need to know how the right prompt and understand that prompt. You can ask it 7 times and get 8 different results. Like understand that as well. But that helps so much to get over that writer's block. There's even like the questions I ask my audience and my guests. It's like, I'm not going to think all those like that. I do this, crank out these shows so much. That's like, I need an assistant, which is my Chat GPT, and understand, okay, here's this. And there's so many add-ons and that you can do with it. When you said at Christmas time, we hit the bookstores and coloring books for Toys for Tot. Every dealer showroom has these collections. We also write special notes inside the books. Yeah, and that's that Toys for Tots. Like you said, almost every dealership does it. How many actually showcase it? ChatGPT is a great inspirational starter. So it's and a lot of times there's this fear of just starting. So just from the camera, just do it. Just do it. I mean, map it out and roll with it. So yeah, that's, if there are any other questions, throw them in the chat here. If you want to ask Brian anything, I mean, this is the man that you want to be asking questions to about anything content related. So if you have any other questions, throw them in the chat. Otherwise, we'll wait here for a
Yeah,
second.
hit me up on LinkedIn. If you got something out there that you want to show and say, hey, what do you think about this? Steve Rossler's done that. Hey, Brian, what do you think of this? Looks great. What if you added this on instead? And and they do it, and we work on it, and then it helps. It's a give and take. Everybody helps each other out. It's a great industry for it. So,
Amen. We got Steve and I owe you a phone call, by the way. I got a little caught up the other day, as you know. Is Bravo Brooke for another good episode, great show with always ultra relevant content and having truly amazing experts. Hashtag facts, not feelings. Hashtag fast, Furniss fast lane. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. Yeah. Stephen, thank you for your unwavering support. I so appreciate you and everything you do, and hope that you are traveling safely. So hit up Brian if you have any questions. He is such a guru when it comes to this, and I can say that to you because you're awesome. And it's too often it's like, like I said, you're just like, oh, I don't know what to do, or I get whatever. So there's so many people in this industry that are willing to help, and just because you pay it forward, like that's what you do. Like they're incredibly awesome human beings in this industry. So just reach out to them. We've got Wayne saying, thank you, Brian. Thank you, Brian. You're very creative. I think that's what he meant there. So just reach out. That's the bottom line. Don't be afraid to tap someone on the shoulder and be like, hey, I've got a question about this, or I was willing if you could help me with this. The worst thing they're going to tell you is get lost. Like, no, I'm not going to. But I think the majority of the people on this, if not all, are going to be like, hey, yeah, we'll help out. Nathaniel saying, Brian is the man. If you want to join the group, you get a one-on-one with Brian. Well, damn. Okay.
I'm going to waive my fees. All right. So exclusive for the Backstop Phillies, for the Furniss Fast Lane, all these F words,
oh, yes.
Get the F word special.
F the fee is what he's saying pretty much there.
Yeah.
I love it, Brian. Oh, so good. So good. But seriously, reach out to this man. He is, and if you haven't already, go check out all their social media, whether it's YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. I mean, it's just crazy. Facebook, all the followers you all have. It's just, it's truly a testament to doing things the correct way and knowing that, hey, we can still be funny and have fun and Julia. It's Friday. I'm making up words now. It's Brookish, but you do such a great job with it and staying true to who you are, and it resonates not just in social media, which is huge, but like I said, going back to even to your reviews, I was like, man, you can just tell that even if a customer isn't happy, they're like, but I just love these guys so much. I was like, and that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, be that person that people can trust and have fun with. Yeah.
Yes, and Brian always has a smile on. Well, I'm going to let you maybe get back to the dealership at some point here. I so appreciate you being on the show.
We got to get ready for this car giveaway.
Like, you got something here. I'm like, oh, it's not. No, and that's a different time zones here. But everyone, as always, just thank you so much for being a part of this. I know you have a choice to watch and consume content in where you want and choose to. I so appreciate you being with us here today and commenting and learning from Brian, as I know that I do every time I talk to him, and find a way to serve everyone today. I just cannot stress enough is that, especially in a world that is so tumultuous right now, just be the joy in someone's life, open a door for someone, do something kind, smile at them, whatever it may be. Just find a way to just make someone's day a little bit better. And with that, everyone, we're going to see everybody next week.